Hello guys, so today welcome to the market watch. Well, we do not have card market yet, and I have bad news. One of my friends that lives in Germany, he wrote the card market, and in German language they wrote him back that they don't really have any intention to adding Digimon anytime soon. So what would I suggest? Just to write card market, each of us email about how much we want to have a Digimon TCG adding into the card market as soon as possible. And now let's go to my most favorite European sellers. One of them is Parketch. So I like Parketch a lot, I like Mavo cards a lot, and I also time to time check out the Hokatsu. I will put the links below in the description, and please subscribe my channel if you like to watch me. So in the Parketch side we see that he still has yellow Digimon decks and it is not that expensive. And we can see Tamer Party promo cards, and he has them at 25 euros. That is expensive. Those promo cards has to go down because we will have them the next month again, and it is quite big number that the shops actually getting them. Each shop gets at least 48 copies of those promo Tamers cards. So instead of buying those, just go to your locals or maybe wait a little bit, because 25 euros is quite expensive. Then we have actually out of stock the 0-pack promos, but again we are getting those back a lot. What I mean is that stores will be receiving the opening store kits, and each store kit will include 16 of those promo packs. Then be careful with those promos, they are going to be reprinted as toppers in 1.5. Okay, so we have Upamon out of stock. In TCG Player it was out of stock at $5, and now we have out of stock for 1.50 euros. So the interesting thing is that when we had a pre-release we have this huge out of stock going on, and on the second wave in February everybody expected everything to go down, but the problem is that the second wave wasn't that big. It was actually the smaller wave than it was on the pre-release, and that is why we again having some issues. So we can see that War Greymon alternative art is 25 euros and it is out of stock. So at February it was $55. So some alternative arts are going down, but the thing is with the alternative arts is that they are actually rare. It is not a price just because it is a good card or anything like that. No, alternative arts are actually rare. Zudamon is still in the stock and it is 6 euros, and I believe that is quite nice price for a Zudamon. But again, let's be realistic. We will have Bandai tournament on March 21 in Europe, and the problem is that nobody will want to play all decks. Everybody is already bored of the Zero set, so we will actually see less Blue Omnimon and less Red Omnimon in the tournament, just because people will want to play with the new cards if they will be able to get their boxes on time. Metal Garurumon, 9 euros. So if you have been watching my market watch in the past as well, this card actually was super cheap, and in February it was $12, so the price is still the same and it is out of stock. We have alternative art for 30 euros, so it is 5 euros more because this one is very usable in Blue Omnimon deck. And in February we had $45 on TCG Player. we will have a reprint of Booster Set 1 and Booster Set 1.5 in the special edition on April, so don't panic just yet. Digimon, 15 euros. In February we had $12. So we can see it is still in the stock. So the price is probably a bit lower than it is actually written. So this card should be like 10 euros or 8 euros. Alternative art is actually quite expensive, 45. I was expecting the prices to drop much more, but it seems that the first box there was so many types of cards added in that is quite hard even to get some rares that you need, even though the rares and commons should be the most easiest cards to get. Heraclerus, Kabuterimon, 5 euros still in stock, and 5 euros is very reasonable price for this card because it is gonna be useful in the future when the new trial decks comes out in the game. Rosemon, 8 euros, out of stock, but alternative art is still in the stock. In TCG Player we had $12, so it's about the same, but it is out of stock, so yeah. And then we have alternative art. It was $31, so again it is the same, but it is still in the stock. So what would I like to try is actually to get the alternative arts for a bit cheaper price. For example, I believe in the Facebook you could be able to find some people having 3 copies of it and get it for 15 euros each instead of paying 8 euros for the super rare. So Omnimon was instantly bought out at 45 euros, and that is just sad. But we know that Bandai will definitely reprint Omnimon in the future, as Omnimon is one of the most popular cards in the game. And in TCG Player it was out of stock at 67. Alternative art was sold out at 90 euros. Again, it was quite instantly. So Tamers, that surprised me. The first time they released the boxes, people still were thinking, should I buy Tamers for 5 euros? On the second wave, they bought them instantly for 5 euros. And the thing happening with the Tamers, people are buying those quite expensively on eBay, even though it is just a topper on the box, but we can just see from that how demand was not met. So Flower Cannon, we had Flower Cannon in Europe for only 2 euros, and that is wow. And alternative art is for 15. If I just would had known that sooner. I actually I tried to catch the package stock as fast as I could, but yeah, people are not stupid. They will buy out the stuff that they think is actually quite good for the quite nice price. As for TCG Player, in February we have seen that Flower Cannon was 7 out of stock, and I believe it's even more expensive right now at the moment. And the alternative art, yes, I believe alternative art is quite popular as well. So Metal Greymon Secret Rare, 45 euros, so people not quite want to get this card. And for the alternative art is 55, but we can see that in TCG Player in the February it was twice as cheap. Then we have Vidramon at 40, and it is still in the stock, while in TCG Player 1 month ago it was only $20 and out of stock. And alternative art 50 euros. So those are quite expensive in Europe for now, but it is not out of stock. So Europe had cheap Galafmon. Galafmon 8 euros, that is super decent price, as Galafmon, in my experience, is one of the best decks that you can build on the budget side and compete against Omnimon decks. In February we had seen Galafmon in TCGplayer for $25 and it was out of stock. So in Europe this card is actually cheaper than in America, in United States. And alternative art is 25. And of course it is out of stock. Okay, Rusty Ramon, 6 euros and out of stock. So I believe it is kind of fun deck to play, but I don't actually like the deck myself, just because I believe it's not that good. And it was actually February $12 and out of stock. So White Greymon Black Color is 8 euros, but and it's out of stock. But if demand would not have been that big, this card should cost like 2 euros. But because we're at shortage, it is actually 8 euros. But the black deck currently is not good deck, but actually it is very popular deck. Everybody likes black. And alternative art is 30 euros. We had in February $55 and out of stock. So now we have in the stock for 30 euros. Machine Dramon 6 euros. Alternative art 15 euros. So Piedmon was 8 euros. Well, that is quite nice price, as Piedmon is super nice card. And 30 euros for Piedmon, alternative art, and Metal Garurumon purple 8 euros, which is this was 3 euros on the December or so. So this one is actually going up, and alternative art is 20 euros. And I'm actually 20 euros. I'm thinking maybe I should pick this up. I just like this card a lot. So maybe. So let's see what we had in the February for these cards. We had in TCGplayer Piedmon $20. We had Metal Garurumon alternative art for $30 and Metal Garurumon for $7 and Piedmon for $60. I just kind of feel that the market is a little bit stuck. Diabramon, out of stock 25, alternative art, and Millennium 12 euros. Well, this price was super nice, and you should have been managed to pick this up as it was not instantly bought out. In TCGplayer we can see that Diabramon was at $25 for the alternative art, so it's a little bit higher now. I'm telling you guys, the black color is so popular even though the deck is not good. Not yet good, don't be mad at me. And Millennium was $32 and now it was 12 euros in Europe. Wow, this was a quite nice deal. We can see that only Sora from the Tamer alternative arts is still in the stock. So I would grab this just to have in the collection, as it will be quite hard to get these in the future. So Tramsport was only 1 euros, and that is quite decent, as I told sooner that the rare is quite hard to get. And Bellsmon 45 euros and alternative art is 60 euros, and it is still in the stock. So this card dropped quite nicely since it was released in the November. It is not so popular anymore. In TCGplayer we had $86, and for the secret rare we had $48. and now it is in the stock and nobody buys at 45 and 60. So this is going to go a little bit down soon. Alternative art, very pretty alternative art. In TCG Player we had $19, so this one is a little bit going down, up, but it's gonna go down again as nobody tries to buy this. Kentasaurusmon, €5, so the yellow that uses Kentasaurusmon deck is not that quite good, but it is definitely good deck for our new players to come to the game. That's why this card is a little bit popular. And alternative art is only €20. In TCG Player we had 22. So again, the price doesn't change that much. Lilithmon was bought out at €8. Alternative art was bought at 25. So again, this card is not that useful in the Asia. In Asia they even don't use that much. Lilithmon, I didn't see it even on once, but this card is just very popular because it has wife attacks. So it is $85 for the alternative art in TCG Player in February. So by now maybe somebody changed. So what about the tournament pack wall 1 promos? We have seen those promos going wild. We have seen just wow things going on with those promos. We can see that Metal Greymon from the Tamers Battle Pack 1 is $95 and it is out of stock. That is sick. I understand that it is rare, but you should attend tournaments, win those cards, and just don't buy those. Diabramon, $82, also sick. And the thing is that, yes, some people do not have locals right now, but don't worry, when the COVID is over, probably your local shop still has those tournament packs or Tamers battle packs, and they will make tournaments just at a later date, so you shouldn't buy those cards at such big price. What can I say? That purple is not actually that expensive as they are telling us. This Micemon is definitely not $66. I have seen people buying those only at $35, so don't pay that much for this one. As for the blacks are super popular, and I have seen people buying Diabramons for $82, and that is just wow, that is amazing in a bad way. Again, Angelwoman, $50. Yes, the winner packs are quite hard to get as you have to win the tournament, but as for the participation promo, just do not do that. Holy shit, flower cannons, 44. So it is quite wow that some cards are actually going up. Yes, I have seen this Caramon, $25 at the TCG Player, but people actually buying this one at $50, and nobody actually buying the Devimon, so the Devimon is actually like $15. So what I can tell overall about tournament packs is that black promo cards are actually being bought out at insane prices, while purple cards from the tournament prices are not that quite popular as people are thinking. So just wait, those packs are also going to be in the April, so in the April it should go down. And as for the Tamers Evolution box, I have pre-ordered 3 of them, but I didn't receive them. And what I can just tell is that Bandai Premium Productions are quite limited edition thing, so they do not tend to reprint those things, and this time they had car games reprinted, I mean like Gaia Force alternative art, Hammer Spark alternative art, so that is why those cars are actually now super valuable. I don't know just what to do with that. We should have pre-ordered as many as we could. It was free money. It is still a bullshit to buy those at that kind of price, but I haven't seen many European shops that actually got those, and I'm still hoping that we will get those. It's probably that we in the Europe will have like 1000 copies of alternative art Gaiaphars on the whole Europe, and maybe even less. So that is quite harsh reality. We should have bought those things. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this little market watch. I hope you like it, and see you in the next market watch that is gonna be when the 1.5 or something releases. So yeah, momentai, subscribe, and see you in the next video.